One thing I wish I knew.
Before starting flight school.
Before starting flight school.
For starting was
5 things to expect when attending a Part 141 flight school. I spent the whole day asking students what they wish they knew before starting flight school. Here's what I found out. There are written exams for each step of the way through the pilot program, for each pilot license that you have to get. And students say that if you get your written exam done sooner, then you're more likely to move through the program a lot faster.
Get your writtens done. And they're so crucial to your flight training, and they can really clog up a lot of things in the future if you just don't get them handled.
Weather. Students didn't realize how much of a variable weather would truly be.
You're not in flight school, you don't really pay attention to weather all that much until you're like, oh, it's rainy outside. But then we actually have like stuff scheduled and you have flights scheduled on certain days and you start to look down the line at weather and, oh, I didn't know. The winds are 20 knots, gusting 25. I had no idea what any of that meant. Or then like if I didn't realize how high clouds were and all the ceilings and stuff like that. So even if it's not crazy storming, little things like that can really delay your flight. So
that means you have to be ready at all times to take advantage of the perfect weather conditions when they occur, especially when you're in a flight program like this where it's accelerated. Students say after they realized how fast they can move through this program, they became more flexible and more available to make sure that they could get the flight hours as fast as possible.
Make sure you have flexibility in your schedule because you can't be doing something else at the same time. It is a full-time job and you want to do it well. You don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to be forgetful because you will fall behind. And so you want to be flexible so you can keep up with your skills, with your book knowledge, and then also keep up with the flexibility of schedule of the changing flights and changing class times.
See, it's not like a university. Although we do have classroom settings where you will be doing your ground courses, you want to spend a lot of time outside of the classroom in your spare time. This way, you can actually practice the skills that it takes to fly a plane.
Preparing for the stage check, in my mind, I wanted to make sure that I talked to different students, talked to different instructors. Sometimes there can be a gap, if you're getting delayed for weather or other reasons for that stage check, really talking to your instructor and making sure you're comfortable. If you need refresher flights, doing that, doing a mock stage check with an instructor you haven't flown with, and just talking to other students so you know that you're getting different perspectives, different ideas, and just going into it well-rounded.
Definitely just use your time off wisely. If you're not flying, study your maneuvers, study whatever stage check you're on. Make sure you have that down pat. So when it's time to get back in the plane, like you're ready to go.
The amount of time it takes. We are an accelerated program, but the amount of studying we're doing on a daily basis, the amount of flying, the amount of work you do with your classmates to freshen up and make sure you're not missing anything. It's like a full-time job. You can't really be doing many other things. It is hard work. It is a lot to learn and a lot to memorize, but it is important to know those things.
Now, students here were pleasantly surprised to learn that Thrust Flight does have examining authority, which is a rare ability that a school has to give their own students their licenses.
My check ride was scheduled for last week. I had to cancel, and they rescheduled just a week. My check ride is today, so I'm getting ready for that, and I only had to wait a week.
I hope this video offers just a little bit of insight on what it's like to attend a Part 141 flight school, and I hope that you feel prepared. Now, while doing your research, feel free to visit thrustflight.com, subscribe to our channel, or even give us a call and we'll do our best to answer all your questions.